Andrew Cuomo still turns out to be an incredible jerk. In fact, today, I think it was, or yesterday, he quashed, and let me just pull this up. He basically defunded early voting by not including it in the New York state budget. Just contemplate this for a moment, right? I mean, on a day when it's announced, and we're going to have Ari Berman on the program tomorrow to talk about the implications of this census move and other voting stuff. But on a day that it's announced that the White House is going to add questions to the census in which everyone knows what the intent is for, to intimidate immigrants, to suppress the vote. There are some who are arguing already that the new question cannot be squared with the government's constitutional obligation to ensure a national count of all persons. In other words, regardless of whether you think the question is legitimate or not legitimate, if there is social science data which shows that asking this question will lead to an undercount of citizens in this country, then you are taking an action that is in direct opposition to the obligation you have under the Constitution. Right? I mean, forget what the question is. Any question you know that will inhibit people's responses. Like, have you ever had a speeding ticket? Why are they asking me that? Have you ever committed adultery? Right? I mean, there's no reason why we can't ask that question. But if it prohibits or quashes responses from citizens who are like, you know what, I don't feel comfortable with that question, I'm going to skip the census. And there is specific data that shows that will happen. Then asking that question is contrary to the obligations of our government in terms of the Constitution. The census is in the Constitution. So we'll have more to talk about that going forward tomorrow. But the idea that in New York State, at a time when, Republicans are literally pulling out every possible trick and stop to suppress the vote, the idea that in one of the bluest states in the country we have such regressive voting laws is ridiculous. And it's specifically because Andrew Cuomo wants to keep this state as non-democratic as possible, both big D and little d, frankly. But he specifically does not want overwhelming Democratic majorities in the state house because it's going to put him in an uncomfortable position in terms of where he wants to be situated for any potential run in the future, or just maybe just politically. I mean, I don't even think that the guy has that deep-seated ideological feelings. But for whatever reason, he is more than happy to have a significant portion of the vote in this state suppressed. So we'll put that on the heap of stuff that Nomi and I have to say about Andrew Cuomo.